Good job, everybody. Thank you, thank you. Yes, yes. Gets us into our body because today is Circle Sunday. Good morning. Yes. My name is Reverend Veronica. I am the staff minister here, filling in for Reverend Bobby, who's on vacay. Yes, yes. And so if you're new to our center, this is different, yes. We are doing the last Sunday of the month. We do Circle Sunday so that we can take the time to go a little bit deeper into our teachings and into our practices. And so we do this mini workshop format. So if you're new, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being courageous and trying out our center and seeing what we're up to. I love Circle Sundays because we go deeper, and that's important for our practice. So let me get my... So let's start with, we just did a dance prayer, but let me do an invocation here and bring it even deeper. So as we get present here, taking a breath, just knowing that right now God is all there is, everywhere present in its entirety, in its wholeness, in its peace, in its love, and in its joy. And also God is present in the illness and in the suffering and in any discouragement. God is present in it all. There is no spot where God is not. So I know this right here and right now that I declare for our service here today that it is an amazing experience as Reverend Carol allows God to work through her, in her, as she expresses this question, what is healing? And so I know that as God works through her, God works through this service, God works through each and every person here right now, knowing that it is already done, the healing's already done, the joy is already done, the love is already done. And with gratitude and thanksgiving, I say thank you, thank you, thank you, Holy Spirit. And we all say together, and so it is, and so it is, yes, yes. Okay, so our format today, I'm just going to remind everyone that... to silence your cell phone, number one. That's probably me too, since I just used it there. Okay, silence your cell phones, please. And also, if you parked behind someone, as you notice, our parking lot's a little small, and if you park behind someone, you probably received a card with your name and number to put your name and number on it, just to be mindful in case someone needs to leave before you. So please fill that card out if you haven't already, and we can help you at the front of the foyer if you need to fill out one of those cards. For announcements, I just want to let you know that, hey, have you taken or read the 4 agreements? Yes. Did you know that the first Wednesday of every month, there's an amazing facilitator? And we are teaching how to live the 4 agreements as your life. And so we go through a different agreement every week. We have really great, profound discussions, do we not? Yes, we do. So please join us. The Zoom link will be in our weekly newsletter, so please join us. And then also, September 29th is our annual board meeting, so please plan on staying for our annual board meeting after service on the 29th. It's really important that we have everyone participate because we are all co-collaborators in our center, so it's important that we all participate. So put that on your calendar, September 29th. And then if you are interested, because we will be picking some new leadership positions, if you're interested and want to participate, please see a council member. Council members, can you raise your hands, please, so that we can see who you are? Thank you. See them after service if you're interested in taking on a leadership position here at our center. We are all leaders because this is our center, and then there's some of us who just, choose to do a little bit more and really take on that role. So thank you for doing that, leaders. All right, so now I'm really excited. We're gonna start with our care model. And our care model, for those of you who are not familiar, I love this because we choose here at our center, we choose connection before content. Whenever we go into board meetings and practitioner meetings, before we jump into get her done, right? We're all into get her done. We choose connection before content. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to connect. So our facilitators are familiar with the care model. And the first question we're going to ask is a word of good. And before we do that, I am going to ask if I have a volunteer to fill in Some of the groups are full, and some, like I could probably use 2 people here and maybe 1 person over here. If anyone would be a volunteer and have 2 people here and 1 person here, thank you, Ray. That would be great, just to balance out the groups, and we can have enough time for everyone to share with each other. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. And if, all right, that's great, perfect. So our care model is to share a word of good, so that you can like tune in. What's going on right now? What good is going on in my life? So the facilitators, please, if you can lead that with your groups, and everyone's going to share a good in your that's going on right now. I'll just sit over by Jeffrey for now, and then if you need anything, just holler. I will. And I'm gonna see. I'll just run the mic. Maybe I'll grab somebody else to run the mic too. Yeah, but we're good. But we should be done. 11:10 is my goal to be done, and then I'll hand it to you. So we're just doing the word of good only right now.
Saying hello to.
Yeah.
Getting to know each other.
Exactly. And that's the good part. Yeah, it helps create connection. It's really
Give
beautiful.
them a word and they'll take a paragraph.
Okay, about 1 more minute. You guys done? That's awesome. Awesome.
Efficiency, that was our word of good.
Okay. You're good? If you are finished with your group, please raise a facilitator. Raise your hand if you're finished. Not yet. Just you're done. Done. Okay. Okay. All right. Everybody good? Okay. So now we're going to move into heaviness of heart. And so we want to acknowledge that everyone who comes in is not always in a good place. Life is happening in full color, right? So we want to acknowledge that. And if you have a heaviness of heart that you would like prayer for, that you feel will interfere with you participating in our workshop today, this is the time that you can share it, and we can offer prayer for you in your practitioner. Just about every group has a practitioner, and if not, we can borrow one from another group to provide prayer for you. And if you have a heaviness of heart and you think you can still participate, but you want prayer later, just let us know. We can do that as well. But we want to address anything that's going on that's heavy right now, okay? So go ahead, facilitators, if you can see if anyone needs some prayer right now. Good turnout. I'm glad. I was a little worried.
They're still coming in.
And then are you going to stand or are you going to sit?
I'll probably sit.
Okay, so I'll move the mic over here. Or are you going to hold the mic?
I'm gonna hold it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Whew, sweating. Hope I used my deodorant today. I hope I did.
I was thinking the same thing.
I
Not about you.
You're fine. No, you're fine. I know you're fine, and that's for sure.
All right, we'll go one more minute. Okay, one more minute. Or if one more minute, please. Yes. If you need prayer, yes, you can go ahead and pray if you need to. If there's prayer needed.
And this is it's just this is wonderful.
Yeah, John DePalma, he was
Everything
Yeah.
about this
Yeah.
is
And they automatically get to see what prayer looks like here. You know? Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if this happens every Sunday eventually.
And it's nice. Well, we were just, Chris and I were just talking about take the stage out, make the whole thing a circle. You know?
No more service center.
Yeah.
Just is a different service.
Yeah.
Centered in them.
Exactly. All right. Oh, look.
They definitely need time for this part.
Yeah. Good.
They bond friendships. This is what you want to be present for. You can't do this on Zoom.
Yeah.
Not like this.
Yeah.
This is the very thing that we're living in here.
Yes. Yes.
Where's that from? Somewhere I don't know. Looks very familiar. I'm excited. Thanks for all your help again. Appreciate it.
I won't go anywhere. All right. Please raise your hand, if facilitators, if you're finished. Okay. Thank you. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So I am so excited. We have a special. Woo! Yes, Reverend Carol Lotz is going to guide us today in this question: what is healing? Carol is an amazing facilitator. She's a hospice chaplain. She's an amazing singer. Have you ever heard her sing? What? Yes. And more. So, without further ado, Reverend Carol Lotz.
Good morning. Dancing, prayer, words of good. This is so good. I am so excited to be here. As you know, I love this community. I love the spiritual home. I love you. I consider this my spiritual home too, and so blessed by all that happens here. Blessed by Reverend Bobby, and blessed by this opportunity. Because it's an opportunity to really go deeper And so my goal today is to provide inspiration and motivation. Those two things are really, really important. And I'm in the healing business, so this is my jam. I definitely am with challenging situations. I work on a palliative care team, and I work in hospice, and I work as an entire trauma hospital chaplain. I'm the only one, so I know a little bit about healing. And we are going to go deeper in what that means for you, and not just healing of physical things. Is there anyone here who could use a healing in their bank account, maybe? Oh, my husband's raising his hand. Hi, honey. He's funny. So, and what are some other things? Just yell them out. You're participating in this, okay? So right off the bat, okay, relationship healing. Anyone else have criticism? Okay, so what would that be more specific? Self-talk, self-care, self-love, self-love. Who needs a little bit of healing and self-love? Group number 3. I'm kidding. Yeah. Home improvement stress. Okay, so we can all use healing. This is cutting in and out, Matt. Is it, am I okay? Oh, okay. Okay. Can we put our hands together for our sound and support? Yes. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. And Reverend Veronica, who saved my life this week more than once. Please put your hands together for Reverend Veronica and all the love and support here, the facilitators. And as we dive into this workshop, I just want to make sure that gratitude is a part of this, because gratitude really is a part of healing. And it astounds me at the hospital when I am with people who are going through unthinkable things, unthinkable suffering, and they are just thankful. They're just grateful. It has enriched them in some way. And many times I will ask, has this challenge all been difficult, or is there a gift somewhere in this that has led you to greater life? Always find yes. Should I just yell? Okay, well, we're doing our best, and so it's really important to maybe try to look for the gift, and through my intention to inspire and motivate today, I've included a few videos, and they are incredibly motivating and incredibly inspiring, so I'm really excited about that. But as an overview for what we're doing today, we're going to talk about what is healing, the where of healing, where is healing, and how do we heal? What are some tools? What are some ways to heal? And Einstein was pretty brilliant when he said there is no problem that's ever solved at the level of the problem. So today is all about lifting. The highest thoughts we can have are the closest to spirit. So one of my go-tos is to just raise my thoughts about what's going on, open to more than just what's distressing me. And in the years of chaplaincy, I have noticed two things. I have noticed, one, that if you have some kind of a faith, some kind of a conviction, some kind of a belief, and it doesn't really matter what it is, it matters that it is. If you come in your deep Christian faith and it serves you from the highest level, you do better through difficulty. If you come in as a Buddhist, filled with conviction, and you chant all day long, whatever it is that you believe, so maybe this workshop is an invitation for you to really question, what do you believe? And what do you bring with you? Are you here flailing alone in the suffering? Or do you have support? Do you have within you the thoughts of, I'm going to be okay. I am strong. There's something beautiful in this, even though I don't know what it is yet. Can you affirm something higher than the difficulty? So I want you to keep that in mind throughout this time together, because when we can rise, and we are asked to rise in this lifetime, we are asked to rise and to discover the things that lay dormant within us until we need them. And every single one of us has that rise in us. And even through the hardest things, it's like, oh, I didn't know how strong I was. I didn't know how supported I was. I didn't know how loved I was. These are the things that people discover through their difficulty. That there is a gift, but it's hidden under some difficulty. And when we strip away the difficulty and we rise to become more, to believe more, to rise more, to love more, the gifts just come in and you're filled with gratitude. So that's what today is about. Is this okay with you? Yeah. All right. All right. So, and if we use healing disease as an example, and that's just an example. There is all other kinds of things to heal. For me, sometimes I like to heal a thinking pattern that doesn't serve me. Some of those could use some healing. How about you? Yeah, the thoughts that keep recycling, like you keep throwing it out in the recycling bin, and then you keep getting it back and doing it all again. Thoughts are things. Thoughts have energy. Thoughts are creative. That's a basic tenet of what we teach here in Centers for Spiritual Living. Your thoughts mean something. They create. And everything is vibration and energy. So if you are suffering on a certain level of vibration and frequency and energy, let's change the dial to another frequency. Okay? So I just want to throw it out there, and you can yell out some answers if you want. I love that. It gets us all involved. Oh, yeah. So, first, we're going to just go to the first slide. And let's see where it is. Oh, yes. Wait, hold on. Oh, we got to go over some business here quickly first. Sorry, backtracking. So we have an agreement that is really important, because this is a sacred time, and it's confidential, and it's respectful, and it's really kind of thoughtful, because there's a lot of us here, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to read this list of what we are asking of all of us. So if you'd like to close your eyes and take it in, or just be present with your eyes open, it's up to you. But this is what we're hoping for, and this is the utmost respect that we could be honoring to ourselves and each other by doing this. It's a Circle Sunday team covenant. I agree to listen and be present, and not to try to fix or give advice. And this is when you're in your circle, okay? I agree to bring my best, love, and attention to whatever or whomever is before me, including and especially myself. I agree to practice non-judgment. I agree to love and accept myself and others as they are. I agree to stay in the present, the now moment of power. I use as my guide, if it is loving, if it grows, expands, or deepens love, it's the right thing to do. Okay? All right. Oops. Yes. Yeah, thank you, Lorraine. Thank you. I agree with you. How to be respectful. Okay, so I put this quote up there from Dr. Ernest Holmes, starting to take in the question of what is healing, and using disease as the subject here. So he says, disease is a fact, but not a truth. It is an experience, but not a spiritual reality. And that quote is pretty powerful, and we're gonna revisit why that is as we explore this a little bit. But again, the overview of today is what is healing, where is healing, and how to heal. And one of the hints I'm going to give you is that healing, something it is not always, is a cure. There can be something non-curative, but all sorts of healing is possible. And it's quite astounding, the growth and the discovery of that. Because you know what I find at the hospital is people love to put God in a box, a tiny box of what I need to happen. And if I don't get that, for many people, God doesn't exist because I didn't get what I want. And so there's a whole bigger idea of what this means and what this is. And there are some beautiful ways to heal. Even though, I mean, we're all terminal, aren't we? We all have a terminal situation here. And I always say, if this was our real home, we wouldn't have to leave. This is somewhere we come to learn. This is somewhere we come to grow. This is somewhere that Gary Zukav said this, and this is so powerful. Because, you know, so many people say everything happens for a reason. And I'm with some people that have a challenge with that statement because they try to find the reason for that situation, and it's not always findable. But what he says is everything happens for a reason, ... to grow my soul. So that statement, that general statement, I think is really true. This is a school that we come to, not a new home to be eternal in. And for many, many patients that I'm with, sometimes I ask, what if the body was eternal and the spirit was not? What would be your focus right now? To stay alive? It is in the right order. It is in the right time. It is in the perfect way. And there's something beautiful within us that we can trust. That we can trust. And so much of the healing process is moving out of fear and moving into love, which is synonymous with trust. Okay, so we're going to hear wisdom from a child right now. And she's pretty cute, so you'll enjoy this. First video, please.
Well, hello. How are you guys? Anywho, you know what time it is. Time for the quote of the day. It's a good one. No matter what you're going through, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It may seem hard to get to, but you can do it. Just keep working towards it, and you'll find the positive side of things. Have the best day ever, and I love you guys so much.
No matter what you're going through, there is a light. Keep focused on the light, and you will get through it. Right? Beautiful. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Oh, this is a good one. This is another one by Dr. Ernest Holmes. There is a process in healing, but not of healing. Does anybody have an idea of what that means? Please, your wisdom is important to share today. Yes, Elaine. I'm sorry? Eileen.
The thing that we learn while we're in the process of healing is probably more powerful than the actual healing that occurs.
Yeah, I love that too. Thank you, Eileen. Nice. Anyone else have a thought on what this could mean? Great.
Well, for me, it just reminds me of the quote, it's about the journey, not the destination, not the arrival.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Over here. Okay.
For me, it speaks to there's a process in healing, meaning it may not look like you think it's going to look like. So healing something may not actually be, like you said, a cure, but it can still be a healing.
More ideas over here. Take two more.
Yeah, I think also that the word process is really important because it doesn't, sometimes when you're in the middle of the process, you just think this is hopeless, this isn't possible. But it's a process, and just each little step, each little movement towards the right direction is part of the process. Who else had something?
Just in the process, as you're healing, the process, I believe, would be to be okay, like as you're healing or not, whatever that process is physically, your awareness that I'm okay, I'm at one with God, I'm at peace, I'm going to be okay. That would be the process, I believe, as you're healing.
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, I think we need to move on right now, but thank you please save those for your group because there's a lot of wisdom out here, and I'm excited to hear from all of you. And a process, I love what all of you said, and it's really important. And I also just want to point out that maybe the of is that it's a feedback system from God. The of is spiritual principle. We don't do the healing. We do the revealing of the principles of truth, which are, the spiritual truth is that there is nothing to heal, only truth to be revealed. So, and that's another Ernest Holmes. We're focusing on him today because he has a lot on healing. And so there's this idea of seeing the spiritual truth in the physical ailment, seeing the abundance in the negative amount in your checkbook, because that's not the truth of you as a spiritual being, right? Your checkbook negative doesn't reflect the truth of prosperity. The laws of prosperity are unchangeable. It's what we line up with. It's what we think about it, we bring about. And so when we think about the spiritual truth, it's like when Jesus said, stretch forth thy hand. Do you think he saw a broken hand? There's a hand in a cast over here. Be healed. When he said, stretch forth thy hand, he saw the perfect hand. Otherwise, he would have joined them in their suffering and walked away with a painful hand himself. And that's what many of us do. Imagine me in the hospital. I'm with 10 patients a day. If I was just seeing them and feeling sorry for them and having a lot of sympathy and, oh, this is terrible, oh my gosh, this is horrible, then I'm lining up with that too. You know, it's like if you had a broken arm and you went to get a cast, and the doctor sat down right next to you and said, oh, my arm hurts too. And you're expecting a lift, a healing, right? So he knows that when he puts this cast on you, that you will be healed, and there might be a process. There might be a little bit of time. But he already knows, just like Jesus knew when he said, stretch forth thy hand, stretch forth thy bank account, stretch forth thy relationship, and line up with something more than what you are receiving. And that is one of the major keys to healing. Can you see a truth other than what you are living in right now? Can you see the perfect hand? Dr. Michael Beckwith, he told a story about when he went to do a pastoral visit at the hospital. And he went in the room to visit someone and he didn't recognize her. And he walked right out and he prayed, because what he needed to pray for was that he walked into the right room and he saw the illness. He didn't see her perfection. And so he went back out, he prayed, and he went back in the room and saw the truth, the principle of power that, there is only light there, that perfect body. that perfect way of being. And, you know, it's hard for some of us because we believe what we see. But I think it's really an important shift to know that you are going to see what you believe. We either believe what we see or we see what we believe. And when you're seeing something that you don't want to believe, line up with something else. See that perfect hand. And then trust the process. Okay, so here we go. We're moving on. This was someone who was on America's Got Talent. This was her quote. And she says, "You can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy." That's kind of like stretch forth the joy, right? Stretch forth the attitude. Stretch forth the gratitude when there is nothing that you can see to be grateful for. That's when you go on a treasure hunt of love. Stretch forth the love when you don't see it in yourself, or you're mad at yourself, or you're self-bashing, or you know how we do that. You know, you're so this, you're so that. Yeah, no, you are so filled with the light. When was the last time you said that to yourself? Anyone? Good. You are so filled with the Spirit of God that you can close your eyes and feel it. It's like magic. It's not in the world, it's in you. And when it's in you, you see it in the world. Right? So you can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy. Maybe life is supposed to be hard because that's how we grow. That's where the good stuff is. So if we can reach for a higher way of being through the difficulty, if possible, it's not always possible, and it's okay. There's nobody wrong. There's no wrong way to heal. But consciousness and effort and motivation and loving yourself is so important because, you know, I see these patients all the time who tell me their stories, and I'm just like, oh my God. And many times I will say, you know, God doesn't give to your closed fist. What can come into you when you are like this? Angry, judgmental, not motivated, not caring. You know, it's like the more you open, the more it can pour through you because it's not to us, it's through us. And people are waiting for the miracle to them. And I say the miracle. I see miracles all along the way that they're waiting for the one they need. And they miss them all. Because God is in a box. Tiny, tiny, teeny, tiny box that God needs to be let out of. Because our ideas about who God is are really our ideas about who we think we are. Okay, so that's going to come back later because that's a really cool one, right? Oh, wow. So this video, if you haven't heard, this is going to be very inspirational. Talk about there isn't a cure, but there's lots of healing. This girl, oh my God, her name is Claire Wineland. If you're not familiar with her, she is the most inspirational, motivational, amazing young lady who really understands what we're talking about here today. So let's play that video number 2, please, Matt. Thank you.
When you pity people who are sick, you take away their power. That I am sick, I will probably always be sick, and yet I am 100% content and happy with my life. 100%. And I have something called cystic fibrosis, but I'm actually not here to depress you all about cystic fibrosis. I'm actually here to talk about how do we change the way that we treat sick people? How do we stop pitying them and we start empowering them? The way that our society works, we teach sick people that when they are sick, somehow, some way, they cannot be as happy as normal, healthy people, right? We teach them that their happiness, their contentment in life, their joy in life is tied to how healthy we are. And I remember I was around 7 or 8 years old, and I was like flipping through this magazine, and there's this really beautiful picture of like this artist in like their New York loft apartment, and I'm sitting there and I look around my hospital room and I'm like, I wish I was there. And I had a moment where I was like, but I'm stuck in the hospital. And I thought, well, you know, there's a Target right down the street that has some twinkle lights and some throw pillows, and I have a room, I have furniture. Why don't I make something out of this room? Why don't I deck it out? So me and my nanny decided to completely redo the hospital room. And I don't mean like just put some pictures on the wall. I mean like completely redo the room. We were like moving around the furniture. I was like sweating. My machines were beeping. The nurses were coming in like, what are you doing? You're crazy. And by the end, we had completely transformed the room. And nurses and doctors from all over the hospital came in to see it. And so every time I ended up going into the hospital, I would deck out my hospital room. I started to realize that people who are sick, and nurses and doctors as well, everyone in the medical community, everyone in the healthcare community, gets so stuck in this notion that a hospital room is this cold, sterile, white place where we go to be sick. And that's all that it can be. And we get so stuck in that we cannot see the possibility. We can't see what we can make out of it. We don't see what we can do with it. And I started realizing that our lives, in a way, are like this, right? Our lives are like empty hospital rooms. We get so stuck in the idea that, oh, it's supposed to be good or bad. Oh, if we're sick, well, you know, then it's cold and it's sterile, and we just have to live with it like that. We don't let ourselves realize, we don't let ourselves see, we can make that hospital room beautiful. We can make our lives into a piece of art. We all have that ability, we all have that capability as human beings to turn these empty hospital rooms, to turn these lives into something really beautiful. We look at people who are sick and we pity them because we believe that their sickness means their life has to be inherently less joyous than everyone else's. Yes. Life is not going to stop unfolding itself to you just because you're sick or just because your life isn't how you think it's supposed to be. There's still going to be beauty. I can honestly say a majority of the happiest moments in my life have been when I'm sick in the hospital. Honestly. And think about the implications of that, because I have lived the kind of life that all of you spend your entire lives running from. I've been sick and dying my entire life, and yet I am so proud of my life. What does that say? No, really, what does that say about the way we're all living our lives? We're waiting to be healthy. We're waiting to be wealthy. We're waiting to find our passion. We're waiting to find our true love before we actually start living, instead of looking at everything that we have, looking at all the pain, looking at all the sadness, looking at all the beauty, and making something with that. That's how innovation happens. Innovation doesn't happen because there's some person who's in a great circumstance and everything's going well and and they just get on a roll and they make something for the world. Innovation happens, art happens because of suffering. And when we clamp down to that suffering, when we teach people who are sick, when you teach little 7-year-old me that because I'm sick, I don't have anything to give to the world, I don't have anything to create. So I want to encourage you all, next time you meet someone who's suffering and who's in pain, instead of shutting down, instead of pitying them, why don't you think, I bet their life is so beautiful. Really look at them and think, I bet their life is so complex and beautiful. We all get to be a part of this giant human epic story, right? We get to be a part of human history. we get to add to it. We have something to give. And we realize it's what we're creating that matters. It's what we're adding to this beautiful story that matters. When we start looking at that, we can change the world.
She's something else. Yeah. What a message she has. And one of my favorite things that she says is that life will never stop unfolding itself to you. That means that there's more here than just us. Life offers. Life offers. And what are we creating? You know, when she was with the flowers there, it's like she made those flowers. It's like just because she's sick, she can't enjoy beauty and feeling the joy of her message. And she's an inspirational speaker everywhere. Unfortunately, well, maybe fortunately, because I don't view death the same way anymore. She passed right around her 21st birthday. And she's inspired the world along the way, and what a legacy. I hope you enjoyed that, because she motivates me, and I every day. She has a lot of videos on YouTube if you're interested in finding out more about her. She's just such a gift to this world, and she will continue to bless us with her light. Okay, so yeah. So when I ask, where is healing? Based on what you just saw, what are some of your thoughts about where healing is? Attitude. Who said that? Yeah. Where else is healing? Positive, yes? Yes. Yes. Alignment. Yes. Yes. Yes, Rachel. Healing is in joy. She was her life. Right? Wow. She said that she was very proud of her life and how she. I think it has something to do with the rise again, because the times that I have been really proud of myself are the times that I did something I didn't know I could do. And, you know, that's when that strength comes out and you rise to more than you ever thought you could. And then you inspire people. And then, you know, it's just lining up with way higher than what is presented at the difficulty.
What I've been through. So it's my mindset and walking in that truth of, you don't know. You don't know. I know. Spirit knows. But I don't let that circumstance dictate how I move and who I am and whose I am.
Amen to that. Okay. All right. So you're going to be in your group right now with the first question that we have for you to discuss in your group. Everybody met each other kind of in your little group, right? And so what you're going to do is just answer the question if you feel like it. Nobody has to say anything. If you don't want to, please don't. If you want to share something comes to you that you think the group would benefit from hearing, succinctly, please, because we don't have a lot of time, but because we have more questions and more work to do. But if you can remember a time when suffering led you to greater life somehow, what would that be? When was that rise for you? When did you move forward in something beautiful out of something that you did not want? How do we be with something that we don't want? Yes, Rachel. I think you know better. What, for the interest of time, what works better? Dyad. So, okay, so 2 people at a time. You have like 10 minutes, maybe. Okay, so then, all right, 5 minutes. Okay. Well, then why did you ask if you knew the answer? Better than mine. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Oh, this is still on. This is still on.
If you haven't switched already, please switch over.
You're still dancing? You're still dancing. I need it today. Yes. Do you imagine if it was just like I have to watch everybody?
You're doing great with the slides, by the way. I know it's hard to see them. Yeah. It's okay.
Doing better.
All right, if we can bring it to a close.
Yeah.
It's right around the. It's right there. Let me get it. Okay, let's bring it to a close. And we're going to ask our groups to share. If anyone feels like they would like to share something that they've shared in the group, I know it's kind of vulnerable to do this because this is something dear to our heart. We're talking about healing here. But I know that what's happening within us, that we're not alone. And so that's why, we request volunteers from our groups to share, because we know that we're not alone. Thank you, Ray. It's so sweet. Thank you. So please, if anyone in your group would like to share, there's 2 mics right there. You can walk up to the mic and people can share.
Well, first what am I doing? Oh.
There we go.
It's funny because I sat with my partner and I thought, we all divorce, whatever, this kind of stuff. But then I started thinking about when I lived up in Northern California, I used to come down a lot here to visit family. And I would pop in and then go back. But then 30 years later, I had my mother with Parkinson's and my sister with myelofibrosis, and hers was terminal. And that was going on at the same time, and me being ADHD and all the other stuff I am, it was and when I came down, it was very hard to deal with for me, and I was totally drained. And one day, while helping them, because they both eventually passed, I kept thinking, I should go down here. And so I did what everybody else does. I've heard this so many times. You start in the back. I kind of came around the corner and sat in the back and wept, and just quietly wept.
You mean coming to church here?
Oh, yeah.
Center here, yeah.
Yeah, I just wept, but there was that sense, this is where I need to be. This is what I need. And so that led me to a much greater life. I mean,
beautiful. Thank
it's been
you
like
so
13
much.
or 14.
Thank you. That's beautiful. So, yeah, you were suffering and you came here to find more beauty in your suffering. That is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
I look back at my early relationships, all my boyfriends, and I've had a few, but like 6. And they were always long, like a year, 2 years, and because I love being a girlfriend, apparently. And I can look back each and every one, them starting really turbulent, lots of yelling, lots of just like aching and just, why is this so hard? And I can see improvement. Every single relationship, I came out of it with a better understanding of what I was looking for. I think that everyone knows that you learn as you go. And my current boyfriend, he is probably someone that I wouldn't have, I don't want to sound rude, I wouldn't have chosen just from instinct, but he's my current boyfriend for a reason. I love him very much. He's perfect. He must be like, his ears are ringing somewhere. He's blushing, but he turned into exactly what I could have dreamed of, and just a love that is so pure and so healing and so amazing. And I don't know that I would have seen or recognized it if I hadn't gone through so many lame ones that taught me everything that they taught me, even though it sucked during and it broke my heart so many times. And there were so many times that I thought, this is the one. No, it wasn't. And yeah, here I am. And I'm not saying like that I'm done learning, but I'm fully cemented in understanding that all of the trials and tribulations, it just teaches you more and more as you go what to look for.
Yes, thank
Bye.
you so much. Yes, yes, go ahead.
Hi. I was in the Navy, and during my first deployment, I was struggling being away from home, dealing with all the issues that you have to deal with the timetables and the missions that you have to accomplish, and having no-fail missions was really hard on me. And I took on a lot of stuff internally, and I felt like it was my fault if something didn't go right, and it just wasn't a good way of living. But eventually, I reached out to friends and let them take on some of the pain too. And it showed me that I don't have to do this alone in my life. Like, I can share what's going on, and other people will come and help me. And that's helped me throughout the rest of my life. And I'm really happy that I took that leap and put my vulnerabilities out there, and that I had a good set of friends who assisted me.
Glenn, thank you for your service, too. Thank you so much. Wow. Hi, sweetheart.
Hello. I'm in my group. I just shared a bit about suffering and how sometimes watching the people that you love in your life suffer, you try to kind of step in and be like Superman and save them from that situation. But at the end of the day, like, you can't do someone else's healing, no matter how much you'd want to, like carry that burden from them. So I think it's also like giving yourself love and grace in watching the people in your life be in that, and meeting it as a healing journey for yourself.
Will you come and work with me, please? That was very, very good. Very profound. You can't save someone from their healing. Thank you. Wow.
Hi, I'm Cheryl. The memory I want to share is my husband had brain and spine tumors for 16 years. And without going into that part, when he got to hospice, we made it be in our house, and in the best room with all the lights and everything. And my kids came from different states and everything. And, you know, it could be super, super sad, which it was, or we could turn it into a party, so we did. And so I put on Facebook, anybody can come from 4 to 10, you just show up. I like that kind of flexibility. And so it was kind of scary to do that because I didn't know if we would lose our friends or if they would really come, but they really did show up, and lots of people came, and some people played violin, and some people told jokes, and some choir members came and sang for him, and just all kinds of things. And we ate pizza, and we ate spaghetti, and we sat on his bed, and we made him laugh.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Who was it that said healing is in the joy? There was somebody over here. Yeah, Rachel. Yeah, that's what I heard in that story. Thank you. And was there a cure? Right. But there was lots of healing. Yeah. Sweet. All right, so we're going to move on here with, let's see. And thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that so much because, you know, it's brave and it's kind to everyone to learn from the places that have been difficult for you. So I appreciate you. Okay, so how do we heal? We've kind of covered some of that stuff already. And, you know, tools are important. I'm a big tool freak because I love tools. I love having a full toolbox and going, oh, I know what to do. I know what to do. You know, besides prayer, what are some of your tools? Prayer, meditation, what else? Friends, community, right? Singing. Dancing where? Dancing to very loud music. I need to dance more. Honey, let's dance some more at home, okay? Okay. So, dance some more. We never dance. The kitchen. Nice. What else? Whoa. Nature. Laughter. Terry. You have a cute laugh, Terry. Acceptance. Interesting. Say a little more about that.
Well, if you can't accept what's in your life, you're avoiding it. And if you're avoiding it, you're stuck.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, very powerful. Thank you for that. So the tool would be, what would be a good tool for feeling stuck? Oh, I have one. A spiritual shovel. I used to talk about a spiritual spatula, like when you have like the pancake is just about bubbling up on the stove, and if something disturbing is bubbling up on the stove, you stick your spiritual spatula under that pancake and you flip it over to the opposite of the difficulty. So if you are in lack, what would be the opposite? Yeah, if you are in fear, what would the opposite be? Yeah, so that spiritual, yes, love. So if you have the spiritual spatula ready to flip over, that's a tool, right? That's a tool. But my favorite tool, and I use this every day, is the golden key. I brought my shop with me if you want to go shopping. But the golden key, it's in the back here. It is this little pamphlet by Emmett Fox. And what it says in here is so profound and so powerful, and it's one of the greatest tools ever. Because what it says is to keep your eye and keep your mind on God. And when you keep your mind on God, your mind isn't on the problem. And if your mind is on the problem and you're lining up there more and more, then you're not focused on God, the qualities of God. And it really works and it really helps. And so I've got a little gift kit here with the golden key. I made bookmarks, and on the back I have a comprehensive list of God qualities. So it's like back and front loaded with God qualities to help keep your mind on God with a list. Because I can't always think, like sometimes I'm like, God is love, God is joy, God is peace, but God is a comprehensive list. So here it is for you. If you're interested, they go fast, so I don't have that many with me. So just so you know, but the golden key, it's called the golden key. And the golden key is to keep lifting to the higher thought. Keep lifting, keep your mind on, because what we practice, we get good at. Can we have the next video, please? You'll like this one.
So my question to you today is, what do you practice every day? What do you practice? Because what you practice, you will get good at. What do you practice? Do you practice joy in your life? Do you practice peace in your life? Do you practice happiness in your life? Or do you practice a lot of complaining? Because if you complain, you will get very good at it. And you will get so good at it that you will find fault with everything. Even when there's no fault that a layman cannot see, you, being an expert, will see it. What do you practice? Do you practice anger? Because if you practice anger, you will get very good at it. And you will get so good at it that the most trivial you'll think. Trivial thing will make you angry. Like sitting in an airplane and watching the sea across from you somehow looks better than the one you've been given. And that is so unfair of the airlines. What do you practice? Do you practice being worried? Because if you practice being worried, you will get very good at it. And you will get so good at it that everything will worry you, including the buffalo you don't have. So I propose, if this is true that it's a question of practice, then I propose you practice joy.
That's good, right? I love the airline seat because everything looks better than what we've been given sometimes. Cute, right? Helpful. Is that helpful? Yeah, very helpful. The wisdom of a child. Okay, so we have another question for your dyad or triad. You ready? And this one we're kind of running out of time, so it's going to be a little briefer. So, and here's the question: can you remember a time when? Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Gosh, I'm new at this. Okay. What is the part? What is your part in your own healing? And what do you practice?
I think we should just do what that little kid said.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think so. Nice try, Pam. I think we're. No. I think it's an empowering conversation. What can you do to help yourself? Maybe be more loving to yourself. Maybe practice self-love. Maybe practice worthiness. And I always think this. It's like when I put myself down, guess who I'm taking down with me? Thank you. And God. If God is within me, and I always talk about how I am the presence of love, and God speaks through me and guides me, and God is my everything. If God is my everything, God is me too. So if God is me too, and I'm having a bad day, and I'm practicing something negative that it does not help me, do I just ignore the God part of me? Do I just take him with me or her with me? Do I just assume she's negative with me? No, I love this aspect of that is that the reason why we have struggle within us, the reason why we cry and we can't see it, and we go through painful things sometimes and get emotional about things, is because Source doesn't agree with us when we are self-bashing. That's what feels terrible. If you're putting yourself down, something in you is saying, how could you forget the love that you are? How could you forget? Let me help you remember. Cry some more. Crying is a good thing. Nobody likes to cry. I see it all the time. I'm going to be strong for my family. Tears are like rain for your soul. You give yourself that love. You give yourself that rain. You give yourself that release of energy so you can lift to a higher place. It's all supportive. It's all love. All of it. All of it. Even the hardest things, love is wrapped up all around it and within it. And so when you know that you are worthy, and you know that you have angels and guides and so many supporters that are invisible to you, that are so proud of you for taking on a body and coming into this difficult life at times. Because it's brave. We're all brave. Sometimes I'll really freak somebody out and say, who made you come here? Why are you here? Who made you come? Is it a circle or a line? All right, so do you want to get in this group and do this or no? Who wants to? Raise your hand. Okay, lovely. Please get into your groups and for 3 minutes, talk about what is your part in healing and what can you practice a little better than you have.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Oh, it's on the other side. And then just let me know and I'll do the bell when you're ready. We have time for what? 2 shares?
No, maybe we won't share. No, should we?
So, okay, yeah, I think just two, let's just say 2 quick shares. Sure. We could also do it from your seat.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can you announce it?
Yeah.
Make sure. Okay. Yeah. Is it 12:15 already?
12, yeah, 7, up there, 7. I know.
Tells you something, doesn't it?
Yeah, you have no drops. No drops. Yeah? Just tell me when you want me to, has it been 3 minutes?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Do you need to switch? No. We'd like to end it if it's a good time. Yeah. End it. No, it wasn't. Thank you. All right. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay. So for the sake of time, we'll take 2 quick shares and we'll come to you. So does anyone have a burning desire for a share about what they discovered from this conversation?
Happy to be here. I have body pain, as many of us do, and sometimes I'll just start with what doesn't hurt, and I say, my eyebrows don't hurt, and my left earlobe doesn't hurt, and then I just start laughing, and I don't have 32 teeth because some are out, but all my teeth don't hurt, so that's a lot of things. And I just start there, and then I just have to get off what I was on.
Thank you. One more? I see a hand. Okay.
I don't like doing this ever. I've been coming here for a couple of months and I sit in the back row and don't speak, but my incredible boyfriend just said something, so I felt like I needed to share it. But what I do is daily, I practice prayer, meditation, reading, and just trying to better myself, because I always think about it like this. One day, life's rug is going to be pulled out from underneath you, and whatever you're building, whatever muscle you're building, so if that's anger or hatred or judgment, that's what your go-to will be, and that's what you'll fall back on when life's rug gets pulled out from underneath us, because it does. So I decided that I would work on prayer, meditation, positivity, affirmations, things like that. And when I am doing that, other things come to me, and I'm able to grow. When I sit in back and cry and weep in the back here on Sundays, things about myself come out, and I learn and I grow. So that's what I wanted to say.
beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay. Did you find today helpful? Okay. Thank you so much. And please put your hands together for the facilitators. They're wonderful. They bring the comfort and the knowledge and they help straighten me out, so it's a beautiful thing. So we have a homework card. I think in case we don't have enough of them, if some can take a picture of it. I don't think enough were printed, but we do have them because the care circles do offer an opportunity for takeaways and practice at home, because what you practice, you get good at. So what I prepared for you was the quote by Nightbird about don't wait. You can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy. Her name is Jane Kirsten McCruskey, otherwise known as Nightbird. And she said this, she was on America's Got Talent. I don't know if you're familiar with her. A beautiful singer, wrote incredible music, and she was literally dying of cancer. And she passed. And this is what she said while she was dying from cancer. You can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy. So knowing who that came from, it means even more to just be in the joy and happiness as much as you can. Or to go digging for the gift when you can't find it yet. And so the work invitation is to begin a 30-day intention-setting journal. Intentions are really powerful, and it kind of like goes along with the golden key. Like if you set an intention and you line up with it, first thing in the morning, I do this and it's made a big difference in my day. I'll write only a paragraph, and I'll write about how I am connected, I am powerful, I am in the flow of words and prayers that touch people I don't even get to see. It's like affirmative intentions, and you line up with the highest part of you first thing in the morning with a paragraph, and then in the evening you write a reflective paragraph, and then you start to see the measurable difference between your intention setting, and it takes like 30 days to create a habit. So you will actually see when you reflect, oh my God, that didn't bother me today, and it sure did bother me yesterday before I started doing this. So you line up with those God qualities. You line up with the highest parts of you. You line up with what you want to intend for the experience that you choose to have, and then you will see how powerful you are over your day, your life, and your creations. Okay? So this is my invitation to you on the homework for this healing workshop. This is a way to heal. This is a way to use your creative power. This is a way to manifest, even in what isn't wanted by life, what is wanted by you. And own your power, stand in it, and know who goes with you everywhere and who's writing these intentions with you. It's all inner work. And I also invite you to take 1 to 3 takeaways. Really lock them in before you leave the center today. What are you going to take away from this workshop? Because if you're sitting there thinking, oh, Reverend Carol's amazing. Oh, it was so much fun. Oh, my God. No, that will not help you, and I'm a big failure up here. What I want you to do is walk out of here with, I am so amazing because I am this. So it's not about me. That's what I love about this care circle. It's much more about you than it is about anything else going on in here today. So if you don't have a takeaway, I invite you to sit here until you do. At least one that you can marinate and you can take into your intention journal, and you can solidify something that inspired you today, something that motivated you today. Take it in. Let it become you. Let it be one with you. Let it have its way with you. Let it unfold to you in ways that you are no longer struggling somewhere that you walked in here struggling. Okay? Okay. You're all, yeah, you got it, right? Okay, so I think do your homework. Thank you. Do your homework. Know how amazing you are and start living from the place of healing. Because healing is all the things that you said today and so much more. Thank you so much. Back to Veronica.
Thank you so much. Let's give Carol some more love. Reverend Carol, yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Appreciate you. No, you're perfect, perfect. Thank you, thank you. Okay, now is the time for our giving. And so as we are all stewards of our spiritual center, I invite our ushers to come up. Thank you, Karen, Florette, Maria, and Cheryl. Thank you for being our ushers here today. And for those of you, we can give through Venmo. Those of you online, we can give, you can text to the number on the screen. And there's also a place on our website to give. So we appreciate all of you for your giving of your time, your talent, and your treasure that contributes to this center so that we can continue giving back. So it's reciprocal. We give, you give. It's beautiful reciprocation, and that's the way the universe works. Yes, yes. So let us take this time to I'm going to put our affirmation up, our prosperity affirmation, and let's say this together. We rise together as love for ourselves and our community. We rise as acts of service, generosity, and the expression of our unique talents. As a committed whole, we give this gift today. And so it is, and so it is. Yes, yes. All right. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming today and participating in our care circle. I'm going to close out with a prayer, and then we can. Oh, I do have a charge for you because I liked what Reverend Carol said. First of all, we're going to print some more prayer cards, and next week we'll have some for you. We'll print some more. And we'll put and Pam will put it in the newsletter. Thank you. And also, as we're downloading the 3 takeaways that you got from our time here together, before you walk out the door, I'm going to charge you to share that with someone, because that makes it real within you too. As you talk about it, it downloads in you and in your consciousness. So share with someone 1 or 2 things that you got from today, and that will help you solidify it as your life. Okay. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for this time together. We know it's blessed. We know it is nurtured and whole within us. I'm so grateful for Reverend Carol, and I'm so grateful for all of our participants. As we walk out of this building, we know that we are taking these teachings as our life to transform our life and to make a difference in the lives of others, as we say together. And so it is. All right. Thank you. Thank you.